Good day, everyone. It's been a while since I posted on this channel, and well, I wish I went further into the DCEU series, but because there were such great ideas coming up that I never really got around to writing. But you know, growing up is a pain, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's not why you clicked on this video, and that's not why you're watching this video. No, well, you're watching this video because, well, of its title. And well, I've had this idea of a video rolling around in my head for a while, ever since I finished a rewatch of the original Daredevil, Defenders, and Punisher shows on Netflix, right before Born Again premiered and came out. Because, well, let's face it, there's a lot of characters from those shows that haven't shown up yet in the MCU in the new Born Again show. And I think it's safe to say that for the remainder of this video, spoilers are ahead for all the Netflix Marvel shows, even the ones I didn't watch recently. Also, I'm sticking with characters who were alive by the end of the Netflix run, and I truthfully want most of these characters to show up. Now let's get right into it, shall we? With the least likely Netflix character or characters to show up, Nurse Claire, played by Rosario Dawson. There's really only one reason that I don't see her showing up, and that's because of Rosario herself. Not really because she's a bad person or actor or anything like that. Quite the opposite, actually, as she's grown in popularity since her time playing Claire. And even though she worked with Disney by playing Ahsoka in the Star Wars shows, I don't see her returning to any of her old characters, especially one as minor like Claire. Next is some characters from the Punisher. These three characters are tied in the spot of likely to least likely, or least likely to most likely. These are Amy and Pilgrim from season 2, and Micro from season 1, played by Georgia Wingham, Josh Stewart, and Yvonne Moss Bacrock, respectively. These are some characters I really want to see, and maybe not Daredevil, but maybe the Punisher special. Now, now that I think about it though, maybe Micro is least likely than the other two, just because Bacrock is now playing the theme in the MCU now. But if the Fantastic Four movie takes place in another universe that is not Earth 199999, maybe they can use the multiverse to keep the same actor. I don't know. I mean, that didn't stop them from casting Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, but that could be a video in of itself. So we'll see. Sticking with Punisher characters, two that are tied in the same spot, in my opinion, is Special Agent Madani and Curtis, played by Amber Riva and Jason Moore. The difference between these two and the last three is that these two still can help Matt through the mutual connection of Frank. That could be great if Madani and Curtis worked with Karen, Matt, and Frank to take down Fisk. I really don't know why Curtis would want Fisk, but it's still possible. And even if they are not in Born Again, they're still the Punisher special. Now back to Daredevil characters, and we're getting to the characters that are more likely to show up from the Netflix era that have a chance. And speaking of someone who should really be part of the effort to take down Fisk, it's Detective Mahoney, played by Royce Johnson. I mean, the amount of stuff that Mahoney went through with Fisk, Vanessa, Karen, Frank, Matt, especially Foggy. I mean, come on. Foggy and Mahoney were close in the original show. A lot closer than any normal lawyer and detective should be. You're telling me that Karen and Matt are the only two original characters at Bullseye's trial? Get out of here with that. Come on, man. There's no way he wouldn't be there, at least for Karen's sake. At least get him in for season 2 of Born Again. Now, I know I said no dead characters, but this guy has already been mentioned in Born Again since his niece is now in the show, and that's Ben Urich, played by Vondi Hall. Again, we're speaking of Fisk here, and if any of Fisk's victims deserve retribution, it's Ben, because Ben didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to do his job, and he was roped into speaking with Fisk's mother by Karen. Just listen to what Karen said to Fisk at the end of Daredevil Season 3.
Great. James Wesley. What was it like for you when he disappeared? Really, it's those first 24 hours that are the worst, aren't they? When you call, and then you call, and you call, and you call, and there's just no answer. It becomes an obsession. The calling, the never-ending loop of a ghost's voicemail in your ear. You worry. You wonder. You swear, God damn it, if he's still living, I'm gonna kill him myself. Is that what it was like for you? Did you rage at him? Because you thought he betrayed you? Because I wonder what would be worse for you, his duplicity or his death? He died quickly. If you were wondering, didn't suffer much. You see, Wilson, Matt Murdock isn't the person you should be worried about. I killed Wesley. I shot him 7 times. Because the clip ran out. He deserved more.
So just imagine if his niece finds a letter written by Ben or something, maybe a video, and we get a cool voiceover with the letter or actually see the video. That is absolute greatness. Speaking of Karen and Ben's reporter job, let's talk about Editor-in-Chief Edison, played by Geoffrey Cantor. This guy, I didn't like his character at first in season 1, but he definitely grew on me in 2 and 3. Like Yerrick and Mahoney, this guy hates Fisk and Bullseye. Fisk used Bullseye to attack Ellison's paper. So you're saying that Ellison wouldn't send a reporter to cover the trial and then get mentioned by said reporter? Or better yet, actually attend the trial himself to see the guy who almost killed him go to jail. And, also support Karen. But let's talk about Bullseye's trial for a second. And it's not really about Bullseye. It's more about Foggy, his girlfriend from the original show, Marcy, played by Amy Rutberg. The girl Foggy was massively in love with. Yet, even if for some super reason her and Foggy broke up in between shows, she would still be there to see the man who took the love of her life away go to jail. And you can't convince me otherwise. At least say her name, mention her, have Matt say it, have Karen say it. Somebody. Now for the final 5 characters in this video. And I bet you can guess who 4 of them are. But next one is Madame Gao, played by Wan Ching-ho. Now I know it may have seemed like she died at the end of the Defender show, but come on. This is the Hand we're talking about. Nobody in Hand truly dies. That's like saying Ra's al Ghul from Batman or the Mauler twins from Invincible stays dead. They just don't. It just doesn't happen. And they should honestly be brought back for Born Again season 2. Maybe not as the big bad of the season, but to have a presence in the season. And it all starts with Gao, because I don't think she's actually dead like the other parts in the Hand are. And even if they are, the Hand can bring them back. I mean, come on. Maybe not the same actors, but something. Replace the fingers. And if they do something with the Hand, that opens the door to Elektra, played by Elodie Young. In my opinion, Elektra and Matt were great together. Better than Matt and Karen, which might be a hot take, but I don't think it should be. In my opinion, I feel like Netflix could have done more with Elektra. Imagine them fighting Bullseye or Fisk together. I mean, in the comics, Fisk does hire Bullseye to kill Elektra. So we could get some awesome stuff, awesome storytelling, emotional storytelling. And finally, the big 3. The rest of the Defenders. Jessica Jones, played by Kirsten Ritter. Luke Cage, played by Mike Coulter. And Danny Rand, played by Finn Jones. I mean, come on. If there's any post-credit scene that's going to happen in season 1 of Born Again, it's these 3, right? A teaser for these 3, or at least one of them. These 3 have been a part of the rumored cast for about a year before Born Again premiered. Everyone wants to see these characters again, even if the reviews for these shows were mixed, but they weren't necessarily bad. And if you want an in-game type scene with the TV characters plus Spider-Man, who has been mentioned in Born Again already by Fisk to fight the Kingpin himself, then these 3 should be added. And it needs to be done sooner rather than later to have interest in their shows again if they bring another season for Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. Anyway, that's the end of my list, end of the video. If I miss any characters, comment them, and maybe I'll make a part 2. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But if there is another video, I'll see you then.